That was the awesome cat known as Green Screen Cat in our wait thing. That was awesome.
I thought it was Vibing Cat.
Sure, why not? Why? Yeah, it could be Vibing Cat, could be anything. Anyway, welcome to another live taping of the Was It Good podcast. As always, on Fridays during the Mandalorian season, we're talking Mandalorian, and we have a very special guest with us, Brett Rader, right
Hello.
here.
At www.internet.com. Hi, Brett.
Yeah, that's my website, www.internet.com. You can also find me at www.computer.com.
Shit. You're so versatile.
Yeah.
How do you afford these domains? I mean, these are crazy expensive.
Yeah, so not to spoil this episode, but there was something invented in the early 90s called Yod coin. It was like a baby Yoda coin, but it was invented in the future but sent to the past. So anyways, that's how I have such technology.
You're a liar.
Continue with the show.
Yeah, anyway, as always, we obviously, if you're tuning in because you want to know who the hell won that awesome Funko Pop, which I can't even remember.
Quill,
the Quill Pop Funko.
Quill.
We will announce the winner live here on the channel once we're done taping. But before we get to that, we're going to go through The Mandalorian, and we're going to start with this awesome intro written by Krishna, narrated by moi. Here we go. Hello, governors. My name is Ravi, and I'm joined by Krishna Arjuna, and together we are Was It Good? Today we're discussing Episode 3 of Season 2 of The Mandalorian, and it is my supreme pleasure to welcome Was It Good favorite and children's movie expert, Brett Rader. Brett, hello.
Hello. I'm glad that my title is children's movie expert because that is what I am.
Yes.
Please explain to us why you are an expert.
Because previously in the year of our Lord, 2019, I came on this podcast to talk about a children's movie called Pokemon: Detective Pikachu. And in doing so, I was awarded a doctorate in the realm of children's film. So now I'm a children's film expert.
I heard a rumor that you are actually co-writing the sequel. Can you confirm?
Yeah, it's so they're changing it up because they've done the whole Pikachu thing. So now it's Pokemon: Detective Hitmonlee.
Wow.
So we're moving it to one of the other Pokemon.
We're going to...
He kicks
And,
crime in the nuts.
Meryl Streep is gonna do the voice.
I heard
Meryl
she
Streep.
really elevates every project that
She really does. But you can't...
She's come in with lots of good notes. She was like, "Hey, there's an Onyx in this scene. Maybe there should be a duo Doug." Is that one?
Doug Trio?
Yeah.
Doug Trio.
Doug Trio. And I was like, "Wow, Meryl, that's a fantastic suggestion."
You are...
I can't believe you've won so many Oscars and are so, you know so much about the original 151 Pokemon, Meryl Streep.
Brett, you are aware Pokemon trading cards are making a comeback, specifically within like the YouTube and the Twitch space, where there are basically people looking for first edition box sets, trading card packs that are going upwards of $30,000 to $45,000 US. Are you aware of this, Brett?
No, I'm not aware.
Wait, you're not?
I am, as an adult who
But you're a
is
children's movie expert.
not I'll be real, not really a children's movie expert. As an adult with no children, I mean, though I guess like having children wouldn't really this whole like $40,000 for a Squirtle card is like actually seems more like adult business than child's
Yeah,
business.
that's true.
Let's bring it back. We're obviously talking Mandalorian here. With
What?
another children's tale, or it comes from a children's story. Is Star Wars considered a children's
Star Wars-
story?
Yes.
Yeah. Yes, 100%.
Children's story. Yeah. It could be.
100%.
It could be. Yeah.
Do children wear Kylo Ren backpacks to school? Yes, it's a children's story.
I mean, the
movie.
creator himself, George Lucas, has said that
Is a child.
this is it's a children's saga.
This is a
Well,
children's
here's the thing, Brett.
movie.
I to work, I take an Imperial backpack.
Yeah, you're not a child.
So, what do you say?
I'm saying that you have childish manners and you have childish interests, and you should get a fucking adult's backpack. Get a Timbuktu.
Timbuktu. There's fun fact: the Timbuktu bag is probably cheaper than the Star Wars backpack.
Oh God.
Yeah, and it can like hold your laptop like you're an adult with a job.
Yeah, well, my job doesn't really
And not
feel like
your-
an adult job. I
And
digress.
not your like little baggie of carrots that your mom gave you.
How does he
And
know
Go-Gurt
this?
with Go-Gurt.
Brett, so as you're joining the podcast, like we usually like to do, we like to recap the entire episode. Or Juno, our crackhead, crackpot, crack producer, sits there and comes up with the DVD chapter title listing. I believe I sent you over the chapter list in our outline, if you don't mind pulling that up. And I kind of would like you, as you're the guest, to kind of run through that and give us, kind of list them off, and then either agree or disagree if it makes any sense to you.
Do I have to read all of these?
You can read the ones that you want to, and if you skip one, I'll jump in.
These are a lot of chapters for a 35-minute.
Arjuna is very thorough, hence
For a
why
35
he's the
minute, it's
crackhead
just like-
producer.
Lots of these things are like within the same scene, really. And I'm just saying, like, as someone who was a connoisseur of DVDs back in the day when those existed. Hey, Gen Zoomers, whatever you're called. Back in the day, there was something called a DVD, and your parents used to fall asleep to the DVD menu. What are we talking about?
We're having
so
you.
the-
We'll have.
We're gonna have you read this DVD menu for this episode.
Okay, so there's falling. There's wakey landings ready. That's when they're landing and they have to wake up. Falling on fire is when they're falling through the atmosphere. Just missed it. This is a good part of the episode. They're falling. I feel like all this could be one chapter. By the way,
Very much so.
these are my notes. So I really did enjoy. Are we talking about this, or are we just
We're
listing
gonna
all
go
these?
through, then we'll nitpick into certain things, but we can also jump. We jump around, do whatever we want here. So.
Okay, I've never watched this show. So I'm just gonna talk about it. I liked when there was the landing scene and he's like, "Hey, frog lady, I need you to hold this hang." And I'm like, "Oh no, you're gonna let the baby Yoda
Eat the eggs.
near the eggs. She can't guard the eggs." And then they get so close and they basically land. They pull up the landing, and then there's a pause, and then the ship falls into the ocean. I thought that was good comic timing. Smash gut into the opening. I really enjoyed that. Anyways, Froggy Lady reunites with Not Jar Jar. All right, squishy currency. That's just like that's not the name of the chapter. That's just like something where it's like, oh, I didn't know their currency was squishy, but it looks like it. Was he playing with food, or was the food playing with him? I have some thoughts about this scene. Setting sail with the Barbosas. Incorrect. Captain Barbossa was played by Jeffrey Rush's character, who is a skeleton, not by the what's his name? The other guy with the squid face. Get your fucking
Jeez.
Pirates
Well,
of the
first off,
Caribbean
it's a
thing right.
it's a reference to when we watched it, because
it's-
one of the people
it's
we
a-
watched it with, Sahara, referred to them as the Barbosas. You are correct. Barbossa is the non-squid face
so-
one, but it is for the reference of literally two people at this table.
It's
It is
also
not
I just wanted
yeah,
to
Brett.
clarify
Brett,
for
it
the
is not
listeners
for you.
here
Yeah, it's
that
also to trigger
this
you.
reference is literally for no one.
It's to trigger you.
It's not literally for no one. It's literally for two people, and none of them are listeners to this podcast.
Actually, they're on the podcast.
Takes a sip of it.
Yeah.
What a
Dramatic
smug.
sip.
The
of
next
Mc
chapter
Dog.
title. I'm gonna run through this because I'm done with this segment. We're not even halfway through. It's a trap. Pew pew bang pew pew. Starbuck is alive. My God, I'm a religious nutcase. Live action Rebels episode sequence. My armor is going to need a nice shining after this one. Long live los pollos hermanos. Casual name dropping. Don't eat that. It's alive now. That moment when you realize the shop ripped you off. And the final one, this episode wasn't directed by Dave Filoni.
Brett, that was beautiful.
Uh,
You seem
th-
very,
there are-
very
there are
triggered.
tears coming
8
out of
minutes
Arjuna's
longer
eyes
than
right
it
now.
needed to be. I apologize to the listeners. Listen, these guys put me up to it. I didn't want to do this.
You volunteered. We've got it on tape.
I'm offended. Can we cut Brett's feet? I want
We
him
can.
Off. I want him
easily,
off the pod.
well, I mean, he's not even on the
Pause.
screen right now, and you could easily cut his audio.
I should.
You have the power.
Just
So yeah, that was the chapters.
That was the chapters according to Arjuna. Also, I personally enjoyed this. This actually is a great recap of the entire episode. I think the big thing here, the biggest thing that was the most interesting thing here is Krishna's prediction from last week.
What was my prediction?
You had predicted, so going back to the chapter, Frog Lady reunites with not Jar Jar.
That was my prediction.
Oh, that was Arjuna's prediction,
That was
which
mine.
was that Jar Jar Binks was going to make an appearance.
It was a dumb prediction.
I know,
An
I-
intentionally
no,
dumb
but I
prediction.
still kind of really had hopes that
I
it
did
would
too.
happen,
Me too.
just because it would.
isn't Jar Jar Binks like elderly at this time?
We don't know how they age.
Yeah, we don't
But
know how.
This is
but
no, but like, so wasn't he like older? Wasn't he seemingly like more older and mature in the third of the prequel movies? And that movie took place decades before this
I
takes
mean, I wouldn't
place.
say he was older. He was just wearing more clothes.
That's true, actually.
Yeah,
He was
I'm
wearing
not
fluffier
sure.
clothes.
Yeah,
I don't know if that
pretty
makes.
much.
It just seemed like he had a more mature air about him. Like he was like in the first movie, he's just like, "Hey, I'm a wacky guy," and then the third one, he's like, "I'm a senator now. Look at my robes."
No, he's like, I'm going to dissolve the Senate. Watch.
yeah. I grant this guy emergency powers.
Question:
Yes.
Is Jar Jar Binks the Mitch McConnell of the Star
Oh,
Wars
God.
universe?
Yes, he is.
Is Mitch McConnell, was he goofy before he came to power?
Look at him.
I guess.
Just look at him.
I guess that would make sense.
Yeah,
He has some sort of amphibian-esque thing going on with his hands.
yeah. Boom.
So, yeah,
You
boom.
pay attention to a
Sorry
lot
there.
of people's hands there.
He's a hands guy.
He's very.
He
hands-
likes hands.
He's very hands-on.
Oh my god. So yeah, what was my prediction for this episode? I don't even remember.
Your prediction for this one, maybe if you pull up the beautiful outline that we have
I
here.
have it. Yes.
I don't-
Theories.
I don't-
Bold predictions. Okay, so episode 11, Frog Lady repairs a droid, and he becomes a companion. That
So
did not
Richard,
happen.
Richard Iode's character, that obviously did not happen.
No.
No, instead, going back to another one of Arjuna's chapters, Starbuck is alive. So Katie Sackhoff reprising her role as Bo-Katan.
As Starbuck.
Basically as Starbuck, yes. I mean,
Hold on. Reprising her role.
So for those listening and watching, say Katie Sackhoff is playing a character called Bo-Katan. We are first introduced to this character in Star Wars,
Clone Wars.
Clone Wars, where Katie Sackhoff actually voices the character of Bo-Katan.
Yeah.
So she
Katana.
voices the same character on the animated show?
Yes.
She
Katana.
does?
Hell yeah, that's cool.
That's
I
very
did
cool.
not
I
know
like
that.
that.
Yeah, she was in the Clone Wars,
Whoa.
worked way back when with Dave Filoni. Obviously, was the same character in Star Wars Rebels,
Yeah.
which is also coincidentally the last time we see her holding the Darksaber, which is a big story piece through the Mandalorian, because
Sure.
we learn in this episode that she is looking for that
Yeah.
shiny death stick.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to call it a death stick.
Yeah.
So
Actually, shiny's not the right word because it's dark.
glowy.
It's more like a black hole of,
It's the absence of shiny.
Yeah. It's a black hole. It's a black hole of saber.
But a black hole would have no light, and when you light it, it still projects some kind of light because there's the white outline, and then within the black blade there are white cracks. So glowy.
Anyways,
Phosphorescent.
Anyway, moving on from there. So yeah, Starbuck is back. I would say most people on this pod right now, the three of us, all knew who the character of Bo-Katan is. Brett, you did not, correct?
No, because I don't watch children's television shows.
lies. I know you do.
I watch Adventure Time.
There you go. Children's
now,
show.
is that a children's show?
Yes,
I don't
that's a
know.
That's
I-
definitely
No, that
a
is a show.
children's
That is a show specifically for upperclassmen in college.
Yeah.
Wow, Brett is really on a roll here.
It's for 21-year-olds.
On drugs.
So I don't know much about the extended Star Wars universe. So I'm watching this show, and I love Battlestar Galactica, by the way. So and I understood she takes off her helmet, and I understood those videos where like, oh, this is someone just whipped out their phone during that like Endgame or whatever, and people are literally like
Screaming.
cheering and crying during that, the scene on your left cap.
Yeah.
I understood why people did that, because at 7:30 in the morning on my couch, I'm screaming like, yes, yes. And I didn't even know that like Katie Sackhoff played this character, like this character A was a thing and that B was played by Katie Sackhoff in the animated series or whatever. I just saw her. I love Battlestar Galactica. I'm like, so I saw her. I was like, hell yes, this show just got kicked up a notch, because every episode's had some interesting, guest actors, whether it's Oliphant, whatever, and you got Katie Sackhoff here. If that's me, then what am I? That's like BSG ref. Anyways, I was all for it. I love it. I'm a little bit sad though. I know nothing about the dark saber, which we just talked about. I'm gonna assume dark saber probably not a good guy saber.
So actually, the dark saber is important to the Mandalorians because it's used. It's basically an icon to the people, right? It's something that represents, or something that's given by force or by will or whatever, that symbolizes leadership. So the whole reason that she wants it is because she, like the weapons and the ship and everything, she wants to go back and take control of Mandalore. So the Clone Wars, or excuse me, not the Clone Wars, the Rebels show, which takes place, was it just before episode 4?
Yeah.
Ends with her with the darksaber leading the Mandalorian people. So she is the leader. So between the events of that,
is it a good thing, or is it like, oh no, she's gonna
we don't really know.
I would say she's neutral. Like, she's not good, she's not bad. She's trying to unite her people. I would say that's a good thing.
She's lawful neutral. Is she lawful neutral?
No, I would. Yeah. So if we're gonna go with the Dungeons and Dragons alignment, I don't know if she's lawful neutral, because she'll break the law. She might be neutral. She might be. I don't think she's good or bad. I think she'll break the laws when it suits her, and she just wants what she wants.
I was just stoked because obviously I like Katie Sackhoff as an actress. I love anytime like we can just shine more light on Battlestar Galactica. I'm all for in the culture. So like I saw her, I'm like, hell yeah, this is great. And it's clearly not a situation where she's like Timothy Oliphant. I don't know, we might not see Timothy Oliphant again or whatever. Like, because the show is such like a monster of the week, mission of the week show. It seemed like they were setting her up for sort of a longer thing here. She's after the same thing Gus Fring is after.
Moff Gideon.
Gus Fring. For Los Polos Hermanos.
I don't care. Nerd, whatever the name is. Like,
comes from the Battlestar Galactica.
She's after the same thing as her. She's is in this sort of relative like leadership role within the Mandalorians, but of a different tribe, and so we can learn more about this, the different sects of Mandalorians or whatever. But I kind of got the vibe as a person who doesn't know all these characters, because I haven't read the books or watched the other series. Like, I got the vibe from her that like she's going to be kind of an ally now, but probably setting up for her to be like in opposition to the Mandalorian that we know and love. We got to give him a name.
Din Djarin. Yeah, I think.
Not
Pedro Pascal.